Hello and welcome to The Human Now, where we're discussing ideas around what it means to be in this state of time and most importantly, making positivity louder. No matter where you are around the world, welcome. No matter what mood you're in or what you're feeling, we hope this podcast helps lift your vibration today. I'm Kash.
And I'm Parry.
And
this is The Human Now, baby. Sorry, I had to crash it.
That's what he's been practicing the whole day. You know, he talked about, I've got all these things planned in my head and, I got here and now I've forgotten. It was all a ploy.
That was just here and now, bro. That was in the present. Really? But I loved it. I'm sorry I made it sound so bad. Apologize for that.
It wouldn't be a show with Darren on it. It wouldn't be any other way, right?
If it wasn't all about me,
if it wasn't about the main man.
The main man.
The OG.
OG.
Man, the myth, the legend. He is here. And we're going?
Yeah, man.
Okay. We're excited. This is I'm excited. I've got the song because it's Big Papa D.
Big Papa D.
I love Biggie Smalls, man. This could be my morning montage right then and there.
All right, we'll get into that. But first, it's been a long time coming, Kash.
Yeah, it has.
He's finally here. The man has arrived. He's with us. This is for everyone that doesn't know, Darren Pereira. He's a good friend. He's a mentor. He's the
godfather.
The godfather. He's a coach. He's Big D. And truly honored to have you here.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been a long time coming. You've been a part of the journey from the start. Always been that guiding voice for us. Always advising, always helping, always supporting. And so it's really, really cool to have you here in the flesh, in the studio, so we can really rip into you.
I'm very happy about that because like I was, you were talking a big game, but then I had to invite myself into the podcast. So I was I don't know what that was all about, but
we have to fact
and all
check
the rest
that
of
one.
it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's time and place, man. It's time and place.
Like the dinner that you didn't invite me to. Yeah.
Don't
worry. We're going to air the dirty laundry. We're going to do it right now. I rang him up to say I'm not coming to the dinner that you didn't invite me to. Just so you knew that I called you because
so
we had to call you, right, for the RSVP?
Regrets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No return call, just to let you know that.
Right.
I was stressed, man. I couldn't deal with that at that time. I was just like, Darren, I'm just putting you to the side, man.
I felt that way completely. But can I say, I heard very good things. I heard the yellow curry was the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
The food was very, very good. So congrats to you, brother. For someone who doesn't know how to cook, I was impressed.
I know how to cook. I just didn't know how to do it for 10 people.
Oh, right. I heard about the dessert, though.
Oh, yeah. So that wasn't me.
That was your wife that came to the rescue.
She came to the rescue.
Yeah, a good woman is everything, brother. Let me tell you right now.
I know.
Very good. Very good. Well done. Congratulations.
All right. So yeah, again, for those who don't know what we're talking about, Akash had his challenge executed last week. We're going to go into this in more depth in the next episode.
Yeah, that's right.
But I want to give a little bit of a backstory. This plot started, Darren, for you. About 4 or 5 years ago, we had a family dinner, and I said to everyone, bring a plate.
And so when you hear bring a plate, what do you do? What do you do?
Now, so Darren, if I was to say to you, bring a plate, what does that mean?
I'd bring a plate of food.
Exactly. Right. And so this guy over here turns up with an empty plate. And I vowed on that day to make him pay. And that's what that challenge was about.
Wow. Revenge.
And
the intentions are pure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was very good. Tasted very good.
Positivity to me is just letting things go. I don't really hold on to things, but now I see,
Well
done. So very good job. Everyone loved it.
It was a good time. Yeah.
And but yes, we'll get into it more in the next episode.
Definitely, man.
Cool.
Definitely. Where's the morale at?
I'm gonna come in. I'm sitting at a 10.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not rather be anywhere in the world right now.
Perfect.
This is having Darren here on the podcast is everything. So
yeah,
I'm at 10. Yourself?
Oh man, I'm 100. I'm feeling good, man.
Oh, man, this is
I'm
good.
loving the energy. I'm loving the vibrations. And we're just, like you said, we're here. How about you, Darren?
Man, I got to tell you, I got to give a shout out to Van because I was burnt out, bro. I'm talking about 3 hours ago.
Yep.
I was exhausted. I've been doing seminar after seminar, back to back, 5 seminars, hours and hours of driving. I was exhausted. Van did something to my back and all that sort of stuff. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm excited. Got to give it a 9.5, bro.
Nice.
9.5.
Boom.
Where's the 0.5?
Because, you can round it up to 10 or it's up to you, bro. Take it how you want.
We'll get him.
All right, man,
You said it's about positivity,
mission.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like round it
Here
up
we
to
go.
10.
Let's go. We're getting
There
you
it
to
is.
10.
All right. That'll be very easy. Just seeing the avocado playing takes me to 11 already, straight
There
away,
we
right
go.
then
See,
and there.
so now you're 11.
Oh man, the wheels are coming off already. Gratitude. Tell us what you're grateful for, Akash.
Stumped me. But I think what I am grateful for is my home and my wife. Really been feeling those the last couple of days. It's just nice to know that there's a safe place to come home and it's just our space, you know? I think just hearing stories about what's happening around the world and speaking to other people. Like, I think at this time, not a lot of people can afford to live in a home. And it's tricky because we've been sold the dream, right? That you grow up, you buy the house and just grateful to have a home.
Nice. I'm going to stay on theme. I'm grateful for Darren, but also grateful to be able to have this conversation. And just grateful again for this space. Yeah, for us to be able to have these conversations. It was cool to see your reaction when you walked into the room because we're sort of so immune to what we've built here. Yeah. To see an outside perspective on what has actually gone on behind the scenes it's given me more appreciation for it.
It looks absolutely amazing. I mean, this is first class. And, Paresh, you know me well. I'm about standards. It really is first class what you guys have done. Sounds great. Your chemistry is fantastic. I'm pumped. I'm so happy to be here and grateful too. If you're going to ask me,
absolutely,
I'll ask myself because no one's asking me. What am I grateful for?
What a guy, man! What a guy! All right, tell us, man.
Welcome to the Darren Show. We're off.
No, I'm grateful for being here. Like this is. I was looking forward to this. I kept hearing my name every now and then, so that was good. So I was like, okay, I want to come and meet these people in person. Is it really true? These guys. So no, it was. I'm very happy to be here. Very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for my family. I'm missing them right now.
Yeah.
The girls turned 18 on Saturday.
Oh wow! Happy birthday to them.
Yes. And so I was flying the next day. I'd get up at 4:45, and I was like, oh man, this music is killing me. But I'm missing them a lot. Missing my wife a lot. Missing my kids a lot. So grateful for them and them in my life, and just grateful that I'm even though I was complaining about it, about my travel and all the rest of it, I'm grateful that I'm actually able to travel. Because 2 years ago, man, we were locked down.
Yep.
And I couldn't even get an audience. So I would have begged to have been burnt out traveling than, being locked in my house. So
true.
Yeah, grateful for a lot of things.
Nice. Excellent. Let's talk about your morning montage. Ooh. So I asked you earlier this week to think about that.
You did?
You gave me an answer.
I did.
Is that what you're sticking to?
After Biggie Smalls, man, that was tough to follow. But because the morning montage for me, after you first introduced it was episode 1, wasn't it? Or whatever, episode 70.
Yeah.
But was like, I don't know, for me, it was like what peps me up. What gets me going in the morning and stuff like that. And that dun, 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 dun. Come on, Pete, play it for me, baby. Come on. Yeah, come on. You can't get past
you're
that
getting
beat.
me to level 1000.
You can't get past that beat, man. MJ, look, I don't say I'm like an absolute MJ fan. But just the bass on that.
Yeah.
Boom. You just want to start. You want to brush your teeth like Akash, right? And start dancing to the tunes. You know what I mean? Like, this really picks me up.
Yeah.
I mean, generally I'm into growth and all sort of stuff, and I was trying to think of something that would make me feel like I'm into growth, but I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
This just peps me, gets me going. I feel like I want to dance. I feel happy. I feel excited. I'm ready to go. I'm sorry to have to copycat our Kash Almighty, but you know, hey, why not? You know. So there it is. That's my morning montage.
Oh wow,
Amazing. Michael Jackson. Don't stop till you get enough.
That's it.
how would it look like in your movie though? Paint us the picture of when you're waking up and this is playing. How's it all looking? Because that's what the morning montage is about, right?
It would look a little bit like me dancing like MJ.
Yeah.
My mind would be willing, but the body wouldn't take me there, right? So I could see myself doing a couple of those spins and, you know, doing a little bit of the moonwalk, you know, holding the crotch, you know, maybe because I'm busting to go to the toilet in the morning. But other than that, like I could see myself doing that and just like happy, man, you know, like I feel like a lot of my life, I was doing this session with Van this a few hours ago and she asked me, what are your needs and what do you feel responsible for? Mm-hmm. I feel responsible for a lot of things. And she said, gee, a lot of people, when they list their needs, it's just a massive list of needs and a few responsibilities. Mine was like 2 or 3 needs and like 10 responsibilities. So I feel like there's a lot of responsibility and I feel sometimes a bit burdened by that. Mm-hmm. I feel privileged, but also feel burdened by it sometimes. And so just to laugh and to dance and to let it go and be present and to have fun. Nice. That song represents that, man.
Oh, love it, man.
You know? And MJ he lets loose, man. He's just like, and he looks so classy at the same time. It's too much, man. He's too good.
Nice.
This, like the way he could think about so far, he was just so far ahead in this game, right? Because all this is him in a tux behind a green screen.
That's it.
And he's jamming. That's the whole setup.
And that's what he loves to do, sing and dance. That's all he needed. You don't need any like women in half naked and all. Forget all that business. It's just him dancing with the green screen, going for it. This is too much, man. It's the best. Very, very good.
Awesome.
Do we want to play what Darren originally told us his morning montage was? Probably back in his heyday when he was out there chasing all the girls when his collar used to be popped.
This is going to be detrimental to your career, but we're going to play it.
Oh my gosh, yes. I knew this would come to haunt me.
Cancelled. He's cancelled.
Cancelled, right? That's it. Is that a Freudian slip or what? I don't know what's going on there. No, that was a pure joke, guys, and you're taking it to another level.
I don't know.
You're taking it to another level. This is all a plot to like get me cancelled for sure. I can see this, but lucky I'm not even that much on social media, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
all 3 people can they can go.
Get out of here, man.
Cool.
Okay. That's good.
I think we should get into it.
Yeah,
let's get a little bit more serious, a little bit more deeper. I guess probably the best place to start. For those of you who don't know you, is to tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is that you actually do other than talk shit and wear shirts that are way too tight for you.
Oh, I can't argue with that actually. Far out. The truth hurts, you know. So what? You want to know what I'm doing now? So you're asking?
Yep.
Yeah, so I do, like mostly I do seminars, educational seminars in secondary schools. So we do a lot, mainly around resilience, motivation, careers, study skills, mental health, leadership. And we work mainly with students, mainly senior students, and teachers and parents, because we work that through a partnership.
Yep.
And what we say to the students, the staff should be across so they can reinforce it in the classroom, and with the parents so they can support it at home. So we do a lot of those, speak to about 40, 50,000 people a year. Not just myself, we've got a team of people. And I do one-on-one coaching, but I don't really like go out to find coaching. People just come and approach me, and if I've got time, I'll do it.
Yep.
And then I do a little bit of corporate training, but very little now, more on the behavioral change sort of space, productivity, leadership. Yeah.
Nice. And how many people have you spoken to now in total?
Well, it's probably 650,000 now. Right, over a couple of decades. So, yeah.
Amazing.
Tell us how did this all start and how did you become the person you are today? Because I can't imagine this person with like this outwardly extroverted person. Have you always been this person?
I think I've always been an extrovert, but geez, you want to hear a sad story? When I was young, I was deeply insecure. I felt ashamed of my race, my nationality. I didn't want to be me. You know, I had messed up teeth, messed up hair, messed up everything. You know, like I was almost going deaf there at one point. You know, it was like pretty crazy. So I was very insecure, and I think naturally extroverted, but shut down.
Right.
And even to the point of asking someone just what the time was. I couldn't bring myself to doing that. In fact, it was so bad that one time I remember this so clearly. Mum used to pick me up from the from school, and we'd wait for about half an hour or so, and we'd just play in the little playground, which was not far away from the primary school. And I remember, and then if we want to go to the toilet, there was a petrol station right there, service station, and you had to go and ask the guy back in those days for the key.
Yeah,
to open. I don't know if you remember those days. And I remember asking this guy for the key once, and my God, this guy gave me the dirtiest look, like, this stupid little kid asking for this key. Like, it just really made me feel bad, right? So, I don't know, a few months later, I was dying to go to the toilet, and I was like, I can't ask that guy. I cannot ask that guy. I cannot ask that guy. But I was busting to go to the toilet. And I got to such a degree that I couldn't hold it. And at, like, I don't know, I must have been like 10 years old, bro. I wasn't like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
I peed my pants. You can laugh. It's okay, Kash. It's all right, right? I'm not scarred by it.
I was going to say, did you go to the guy and when you asked him, did you pee your pants?
So look at this. This is the product of you, bro. Right? But no, but it's sad because just to ask for a key, like I just, and he just would have been probably in a bad mood or annoyed or whatever it might have been. But I just took it so personally. And I mean, now I ask for everything too much and people find me annoying. So clearly I've overcome that that scarring. But deeply insecure. But I think extroverted from the beginning, from the get-go. And I think the thing that I think I've always been very spiritual. Yeah. That the family's been or is deeply religious. So I was brought up a Catholic. And I don't know if you guys know this, right? But amongst the Catholics, you go to church on a Sunday or a Saturday, it's called Mass. And then we do something called the Rosary. So for those, the Hindus are there, like you do like a mala, japa mala. It's the same thing, right? Like chanting a thing. So you do these Hail Marys and Our Fathers. And so do it like, express pace, speed, right? Because everyone want to get through it. At the end, my dad would say, there's a picture of Jesus and the picture of Mary there, and we're at the altar and we're praying on our knees, as you do as a Christian. And from 3 years old, 4 years old, I can remember, till 20 something, my dad said, I pray, sweet Jesus, like so piously, Jesus, I pray that our son becomes a priest. Man. For real. Never asked me whether I want to become a priest. He did it. But one day I thought, I think I'm getting the calling. There was a girl who I was dating at that time, and I just wasn't. I never thought it was going to have a future, but she really wanted to have a future, and she took me to this Christian, like, I don't know, couples thing. It was like, and they said, "Oh, there's one person out there for you, and that's why you shouldn't have sex with that before marriage and all sort of stuff." And I was all down with that, but anyway. And it was like, there's that one special person. You got to save yourself for that person. And I was like, oh my God, this girl's setting me up like big time, right? And then when I got back that day, I thought, oh my God, I think I'm getting the calling, right, to be a priest. So I freaked out. So 2-3 days I thought I was going to become a priest. And then I went, nah, man, I like girls too much. So that was the end of that one. So maybe if I was not like Catholic, then maybe that would have been okay because you could be a minister.
We are so right. That song is his morning montage, man. This guy, come on.
Maybe that song was
from
at
way
that time.
Back, at the time.
Yeah, it was there. So then I think then that spiritual yearning has always been there.
Right.
So two like things that really changed the trajectory for me. And the first one was KPMG. When I was working in an accounting firm, I'd sort of made it. Like, I don't know what Mangry was back in the 80s. Right, was what Dandenong was back in Melbourne. Like, it was really, then it was the dole capital of Victoria.
Right.
And we were in commission housing, and, we were doing it fairly tough.
State housing. Yep.
Yeah. So state housing. So from that to working on Collins Street, which is like the CBD capital and, the number one accounting firm in the world, it was like a big deal, And then I was the worst performing graduate out of 117. It was tough. So I just got smashed. I was really not good at it. I hated it. And at that time, a friend of mine had taken me to lunch, and his name's Richard, and he, shout out to Richard. He had decided, this was the days when IT was booming, like websites. I think they were just coming out, and IT was booming. These guys, programmers, could earn anything they wanted. Yeah. Okay. This guy gave it up to pursue his passion to be a karate school teacher. And he had then said to me at a lunch he took me to on Collins Street, just casual conversation. He says, "Oh, Darren, do you really think Jesus is the Son of God?" I'm like, what? He goes, "What are you really passionate about?" I'm like, excuse me? He said, "What's your purpose in life?" I said, "Can we eat the sushi?" Like, what's this guy doing? Like, yeah. But I tell you, when he asked those questions, it was like a splinter in my mind. It was like highly frustrating because I didn't have the answers to those questions. And I wanted to know the answers. And he put me onto that path of personal development, and those questions were going on in my mind, especially when I was struggling at KPMG. And then that took me into attending all these seminars, and I went, I want to be like that guy on the stage. And that's when I started thinking about becoming a public speaker.
Wow.
You can see I can answer questions very in a short, brief, concise way, but
yeah.
You have it. So I hope you have a 3.5 hour episode today. So
Thank you. Thanks for keeping it short for us.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to the insecurity thing.
Yeah.
Was that internally driven? Do you think that was something based on just how you were feeling, how you looked, or was those external factors that played into your insecurity? And then there is a follow-up question, but if you give us that first.
But when you say internally driven,
it's based on the external, isn't it?
Yeah. It's based on, so it was obviously those things are coming in.
Yep.
But I think it's what you're sensitive to. Like that thing with the peeing the pants. I mean, I'm not scarred by it at all today. I just feel like, wow, like how bad was I that I couldn't do that, right?
Yep.
But it hasn't affected my life. I haven't continued on like that or anything like that. But I think whatever we're sensitive to, and everyone's sensitive to something, when that trigger happens, it can stimulate. But for me, it wasn't just a one-off thing. It was like constantly I was bullied, constantly I was teased, constantly I was isolated. So then you start questioning, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And like they would call, like what they would call the indigenous people back home, like really derogatory words I would say to me.
Right.
And it was like I was made to be ridiculed because I was Indian. Mind you, my name is Darren. I have a complete Australian accent, right? There's nothing about, I'm like a coconut, right? I was like brown on the outside and white on the inside.
Yeah.
But just ate Indian food and my parents had an Indian accent. That was it, right? But they were like acting like I was some FOB and, so anyway, it was tough. So I think it was definitely externally driven, but repeated, so yeah.
So how did you overcome that?
First, probably in a negative way. So when you're in primary school, I don't know, you felt a bit helpless and hopeless, didn't know what to do. But when you become a teenager, it's like, man, I can't do this. Like I can't continue to be like this, So I discovered that I had a sharp tongue. So what I worked out was if someone was to, tease me, or I think over here you say mock you, when they mocked me, I would just be like, pow. And I would just be able to hit an insecurity. I knew exactly what they'll make them feel insecure and hit them right between the eyes. And when and I was in an all boys Catholic school. So when you're in an all boys school and you crack a joke that lands, everyone's like, ha, 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 everyone's laughing and stuff like that. So two things happened. It shut that guy down and it made me popular. Oh my gosh. These are the two things that I was absolutely, like screaming for. I was dying for that. I wanted to be popular. I was never popular. And then, I would shut that noise down. And then after I did that a few times and people didn't really tease me that much, which was good. But what happened was then I used that to become popular. And so I was teasing people and I didn't actually mean to be harmful at that point then. It was just to crack jokes and be funny and,
but you're also saving yourself.
I was.
Right?
But it's come to her. It's a double-edged sword, But, in the end, that's what got me out of it from a survival point of view.
Yep.
But then, of course, spiritual and personal development, we took it to another level.
How does someone overcome insecurity, though?
I think it starts with awareness. Then you got to know, firstly, that you're insecure. You got to know what you're insecure about. And depending on that insecurity, there's so many things you can do. But I think at the end of the day, I think it's about loving yourself.
Right.
And you can't look to the external to get validation for yourself. Because there's going to be someone who doesn't like you. There's going to be someone who's going to pick on you. There's going to be someone who doesn't appreciate you. So then you're going to be like at the whims and fancies of everybody else. At the end of the day, you got to be rock solid, right? You got to feel love for self. And I don't think it is love for self for a reason. Like, I love myself because I'm a great speaker. I love myself because I've got all these strengths. I think that's a technique and that can be good, but it's like you should know internally when you understand yourself at the core that you are pure love, that you are divine, that you are perfection, that you are made in his image. When they say that when he's made, it doesn't mean you look like God. It means your essence is God. When you understand that, what other thing do you need? You're infinite, you're perfect, you're peaceful, like you are pure presence. Then you come from that place. Nothing can faze you, And I'm still working on that, no doubt. But if you really want to overcome insecurity, then that's where it's at. Otherwise, you're doing things like affirmations. You're doing things like, these are my strengths, reminding yourself of those things, But the other thing I would say, because that's a pretty big step, I would say you got to be unapologetically you. This is important, right? Because, to be, you have a nature, and that nature should express itself. You are born to express yourself naturally. Why would you shut that down? Because someone said something, because someone doesn't approve, right? But ultimately, it's the people who we all respect, the people who we all admire, aren't they unique? And why are they unique? Because they're unapologetically themselves, right? So when you give yourself permission to be yourself, your confidence goes through the roof, your belief goes through the roof, and you feel secure. You don't even need anyone to validate. I know when I do my seminars and I just think I've really tuned into myself and tuned into the crowd and delivered, I don't care what their feedback is. Even if it's bad, I feel happy. I did what I had to do.
Nice.
How did Darren sitting at lunch with his mate Richard while he's working at KPMG figure that out?
I don't think I figured that out then.
Right.
About the insecurity thing? No, I didn't figure that out then.
So then what happened in your life after that moment? You started to go to these seminars.
So I started going to these seminars. I remember seeing a guy, I think it was Zig Ziglar.
You saw him live?
I saw him live.
Wow.
I saw him live.
That's an OG.
He's dead.
Old.
Yeah.
He's that OG. You know what I mean? He was old back then. He must have been 70s back then.
Wow.
Or late 60s or something like that. Still full of energy, really highly inspiring guy, but really funny. He'd say things like, he's got that Southern American accent. He'd go, hoo-wee, you got some stinking thinking. You got to take a checkup from the neck up. And I just thought the guy was hilarious, right? And it was just in that moment, I was like, man, I want to be just like you.
Yeah.
It was just so powerful. I was like, I want to be on the stage.
Yeah.
So that was when the speaker was born.
Right.
But then it was like, okay, well, hold on. I'm 23. I'm a failed depressed accountant. I'm living at home. Who's going to listen to me? Right. So I started saying all these affirmations to myself every day in every way. I'm getting better and better. I can do anything I put my mind to. I let go of the past. Today is a new day. I have perfect health in every part of my body. I love people and people love me. I set my goals high and do whatever it takes to make it happen every day. I'm a well-known international motivational speaker. That's the stuff I used to say to myself. Man, it's not hard to say those things, but it's the mental vomit that comes out afterwards. I'm a well-known international motivational speaker. No, you're not.
Right.
You're a 23-year-old depressed failed accountant. That's what you are.
Yeah.
Get real. So it's like, who will listen to you? You're too young, blah, blah, oh my God, the mental vomit. I tell you, affirmations aren't hard to do, but it's courageous to say them if you can deal with that mental vomit. So I did affirmations. After a year, man, nothing happened. Like I tell you, nothing happened. It's like when you sincerely do something, there was a question. I was really questioning. There must be really something wrong with me, because I reckon anyone who'd done that for that time would have progressed.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, when you don't self-assess properly, and you think maybe you're here, maybe you think you're a 7 out of 10, but when you're a 2. And so I think I was really a 2, but I thought I was a 7. So I'm like, man, why? Because they had to do that much work, like it takes 9 months to have a baby, right? But for my new child to come out, I needed like a few years, of incubatory period. So it was like a long time. But you got to have that attitude, because I knew, actually, I will say this. I didn't believe I was going to be an international speaker. I actually knew it. If you had a gun to my head and said, Darren, this will blow if you're not telling the truth, will you become an international speaker, speak to thousands of people around the world? I would have said yes.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea. I cannot tell you. I just knew it would happen. I had no idea how it would happen. I just knew it would happen.
Wow.
Okay. And there was no evidence. I started in going and getting involved in Chinmay Mission and started doing all this youth work. And so I was practicing my stuff on these guys. I came to New Zealand. I did that camp for the youth. My God, till today, I've not done anything more inspiring in my life. Speaking about the knowledge, it was just like, my God, that was much inspiring. I've put in so much effort and time to that, and super inspiring. So people were giving me good feedback. So it was not like, oh, you're a hack and you're useless and you can't do well. So I was getting feedback that I probably could be.
Yep.
But what have I done? I don't have that, back in those days in the 80s and 90s, the speakers are all about rags to riches. I had $5 in my pocket. I was living in a cardboard box, and then I did this, and I was about to shoot myself and kill myself, and then I became, what was my story? I wasn't even aware of my trauma, by the way, at that point. So I'm like, nothing wrong with my life. What am I going to talk about? Right?
Yep.
So I really didn't have any idea how it would happen, but I did have inclinations that I was pretty good. When even at KPMG, I actually hit them up to go to one of these seminars.
Yep.
And I said, look, you pay for the seminar. I'll deliver that seminar to the audit group. Right. And I said, this is my time. I'll get the training person to come because I want to move to the training department. That woman came and I delivered a session. Everybody was wowed. This is back in the day when you put PowerPoint slides on those, what do you call those things? Those
OHP.
Yes, exactly
projector,
right.
yeah.
Exactly right. And I was putting like color and everything. It was really cool. And I really I did a great job. And that's when I thought, man, okay, I think I'm maybe cut for this sort of stuff.
Wow. Tell us about your, I guess your first, how did you get your first client, your first school?
Oh my gosh.
If you remember.
Not school.
It wasn't a school?
So I'd transitioned from KPMG, went to uni for a year. I must say that was a waste of time.
What did you do there?
I did something called vocational education and training as a advanced diploma.
Yep.
You went to learn how to speak.
Not really. It was just, I don't know what I was doing there. I just thought
I was having a dig at you.
Oh, right. I thought I had to get something that put me in that field, like some industry experience of some sort.
It's just another area code for him to explore.
There it is. He's just waiting for his time.
Yeah, man.
But because I don't pause and I don't stop, he doesn't get a chance. So, when he gets a chance, he will. So I didn't think that really helped me at all. There was one technique they did about talk above the sound of the crowd and then go softer, and then people will go soft. That was all I learned. It wasn't a public speaking course. It was something to do with something else completely.
Yeah.
Right.
But I joined a company called Leadership Management Australia. It was called LMA. Funny story how that happened, but it was I won't tell you that story. But so I got into there and I ended up working in the corporate training and development space. And so I didn't realize at the time I had to be a BDM. So it was just me selling. Okay. I didn't have any networks, no LinkedIn, none of that stuff was going on in those days, right? I had no networks, nothing. I had to cold call. Oh, bro, it was tough. I was the youngest guy by about 15 years. Most people were like 50 years old plus,
Right.
that almost on that retirement path, ex-human HR directors and GMs and stuff like that. I'm this 25-year-old punk. And they're like, what's this clown doing here? And they says every week they'd come up and put the stats on the board. How many programs have you sold? big D, 0, 0, 0, 0. I'd worked 5 months. What was it? 4 months, $500.
It's going to take a hit on your confidence.
My God. I'd only, and they were only paying for my mobile bill. That's it. And I was working like a dog.
I'm surprised they kept you on.
Well, they didn't. They said to me, you got 4 weeks to turn it around. So I'm doing everything I can. I did a little bit better, got a couple, and they said, man, sorry, we got to let you go. But because I had that attitude of who's the best, and the guy who I was with was probably not the best. Lovely guy, but not the best performing there.
Yeah.
And I shadowed a guy from the company who was the best in the state. And I don't know what, he must have liked my personality or something, my drive, I don't know what it was. And when I left, he approached me and said, listen, there's 3 weeks to the end of, till year end. He says, between Australia's June, he says, July 1, you can start with me. I'm like, great. I told nobody I got sacked. Mind you, I've got bumped from KPMG. I go to university, get nothing out of it for a year. And then I'm there for like, 5 months or 4 months. And I get sacked again in a field that I thought I want to be in. Yeah. Dude, you got to understand this is pretty bad. This guy started mentoring me. Within 9 months, I'd earned $75,000. I became the #1 BDM there. And then they were starting to send me on all the conferences. And I was talking to all these old guys, telling them how to do it. Then I repeated my performance the next year, and then I left LMA. Mm-hmm. And then I started my own business. So if you talk about that answer to the question about who was your first client. So when I was at LMA, they'd done some research on all like 90-something% of executives, CEOs and all that have a coach.
Right.
This is like new in those days, right? And in America it was happening, but in Australia it wasn't. And 90-odd% of them are really happy. And I just thought to myself, man, I reckon I could be a coach. That was my sophisticated decision-making. I could be a coach. So when I'd left, and then I'd left that guy and started up my own thing, and my first client ever from a coaching perspective was this guy. I won't mention names just in case, but he was from Harvey Norman. I don't know if you know anything about Harvey Norman, but Harvey Norman, you think that it's all one company. It's not. It's what is it?
Conglomerate.
It's the computer and whatever it's called. It's white goods and thing. It's furniture. They're all silos.
Yep.
So I was working for this guy and this computer guy, and I was working with his staff as well, and they all complained about him left, right, and center. And this guy was a nutcase. I said, and I had this relationship with him, very casual relationship, and I said, hey, bud, you're the problem. And he goes, what the F do you mean? I'm the problem, blah, blah, blah. And then I don't know if you know these things in retail, right? You know how they can have these offices and they have that mirror type of window? Yeah. So they can see out, but the customer can't see in?
Yep.
So he goes, what do you mean I'm the problem? And he starts yelling and pointing out the window saying, looking that effing guy over there. He's jumping. And he's like, there was this guy who his section was there and there was like a fax machine or something on the ground. And he's trying to tell him, why is he not picking it up and putting it away? It's his section. He's like walking around it. He goes, these are the people I got to deal with. And he's just jugular veins popping. He's going nuts. Anyway, I still had the guts to tell him, listen, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. This is my first client. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, you got to get coached by me. I don't care if you don't pay me. You got to get coached. I don't know how this guy accepted it. Okay. I do. In the end, we've agreed to 10 sessions. 3rd session, I'm talking all his stuff and he's like really like resisting. 4th session, he sits there, starts like doing something, rips out this check and slides it across the table. I'm done. I'm like, oh my God, my first client. And the guy is axing me after 3 sessions. He flicks it across. Guess what it was? A check for the full amount of the 10 sessions. I'm like, right, what's going on here? Why are you giving me this? And he goes, I'm done. And he goes, you were right. Everything you said was right. I've implemented it all. This is what I've done with my wife. This is what I've done with the guys. This is what I've done with this. I'm like, what? So then I asked those guys, I go, we don't know what you did to Ram. Sorry, this guy. I don't know what you did to this guy, but he's completely transformed.
What?
His business increased by 30%. Everything changed.
Wow.
And I just put together this format of what 10 sessions would be like.
Yep.
Like I just put together, got some blessings, and then I ran it. And that was my first client ever.
Amazing.
And he wrote me a testimonial too.
That's
Would have been a
awesome.
good Google review back in the day if that was going on. Let me tell you.
Very, very cool. That's cool. I don't think I've ever heard that story before.
Ah.
Let's back it up again a little bit. You spoke about Chim Our Mission.
Mm.
And so I know that's a big part of your life. I want to know where that started, how it started, and who it was that brought you to the mission.
Oh, boy.
Tell us, man.
But you're telling me for asking me for the things that go long stories, bro. They're not like
That's right.
they're not
We've
30-second
got
stories.
time.
All right. So, day 1, day 2, day 3 of KPMG, you get a buddy. They have buddies. So there's someone about 2 or 3 years above you who's your buddy. And this woman, her name was Rachel. And they have like these, I don't know what you call them, corrals or whatever. You know, like those ones where you can put those pin pictures up and stuff like that. They have those. I don't know how to describe it, but like it was just like, or just chairs, long desks, and everyone's sitting next to each other. There's no office and all that stuff, right? And she goes, Darren, this is where you're going to sit. And I turned towards her, and just above her was all these like pictures that she'd pinned on that boards. And I saw this picture, and I didn't know who the girl was, and she has a beautiful smile. And I swear to God, I swear to you, I reckon I just looked at her for like a second. And she goes, she's taken. I'm like, I get stuff. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's not like I was like I did that. But I must have raised an eyebrow. I must have had some reaction. I must have looked a double taped or something, double took the picture or something. I don't know what happened. But anyway, she was taken. I said, whatever, right? Played it cool, right? Anyway, never met this girl for months. And then I met her. Her name is Shamita. And anyway, I was like, because she had a beautiful smile, I was like, okay. Then when I met her, I was like, oh, nah, man. Like, very like goody two shoes. And I was like I was coming out of the days when I was like, I used to club and I thought I was a pretty cool guy. I used to wear overalls backwards because I thought I was like, what was that? What's that?
Fresh Prince.
Not Fresh Prince. Who was that? Those twins or whatever it is, those guys. Jump.
Crisscross.
Crisscross. I thought I was crisscross. It was just, man, I was a tryhard. Anyway, so, but I thought I was a
We're
cool
going
guy.
to need photo evidence, by the way, for all of these.
Man, I don't even think I have that. I would love to have that for myself. That would be awesome. I think I have a photo because back in those days, you didn't have phones and stuff to take photos. Am I showing my age or what?
Yeah, you are.
Woo. Anyway, at least I've got less grey hairs than you, P. That's okay.
Got you.
But there it is. The insecurities coming out. What was I saying? So I met her and I just was like, she's just too much of a goody two shoes. Didn't have the attitude. I wanted some sass. You know what I mean? Like I wanted a bit of that. Anyway, whatever. Then one day I went on this audit, and it was called a cleanup audit. Cleanup audit means you go to the client, you get all the files, and you bring it back. That's what a cleanup audit is. So I was already earmarked as one of the dodgy guys and not good and all that. So I'm in the office.
Yep.
So she pulled a couple of the grads, Shamita, and then took me and this other guy. And we were in the car, and then we started talking. And then she started talking. Somehow spirituality came up, and because I was sort of getting into it at that time. And this other guy, I didn't know, he was like a Buddhist guy, but he was keeping me on the D-Lo. The conversation started taking off, and it was like, oh man, this girl like knows her stuff. And she could see I was interested, and then she invited me to a talk by Swami Surapunanda. So I was like, because she like her knowledge was good, I said, okay, let me try it out. So I went for 7 days, bro. I was like, all I picked up was, don't expect, accept. I'm like, dude, 7 days for that, like that's not worth it. You know what I mean? And I went in that place. Now you got to remember, I'm Indian, but you got to appreciate, I was very white on the inside, not Christian. I wasn't Hindu or anything like that.
Yep.
I'm seeing this Swami in orange, people bowing down, like all these women in saris and, what's that thing burning, incense burning, it's just, and then like they're talking about Krishna and Arjuna and I don't know what's going on here, some Gita, some chariots and horses. I don't know what was going on. It was very confusing. It was very, very tough for me to siphon through all the stuff to get to the knowledge. Anyway, long story short, we started to develop a relationship, her and I, friendship. And then basically she said, oh, Swamiji's coming back again. You should come. It's chapter 3. What do you think? Chapter 3 means nothing to me. It's very practical. This one you went to, you wouldn't find it so practical. This is very practical. I said, okay, last chance. I'm going to give it. I'm going to have a go. So I went there again. 7 days. It was a bit better, but it was like, I'm done. Right? Come on, 14 days.
You've given it your best shot.
I gave it my best. You can't say I wasn't sincere about it.
Yep.
So then she realized I wasn't really into it. And she goes, oh, listen, and this is at work. I still remember it. She's sitting on the table and she goes, hey, Darren, how about you come to my house tomorrow? We're gonna have what's called a satsang. Now, can you explain for the audience what a satsang is basically a question and answer session with the guru, right? And she goes, you can come. And I said, oh, no, thanks. That's fine. She said, no. We're all going to come there and we're going to ask all those questions and he'll answer any question, that you have. I said, no. Right? And she goes, no, you can ask anything. It doesn't have to be a spiritual question. It could be anything about anything in life. I said, what don't you understand? It's no. She goes, Darren, you need to understand. My mum is a Gujarati. I'm like, yeah. She goes, she cooks really good food. Right? Worst case scenario, you don't like the session, you're going to get a good meal. Way to a man's heart, through his tummy, Kash Almighty, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I went, and so then everyone's there all quiet, because then when they're around the guru, they're all quiet, they're scared and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to ask them a question. So I asked him a question. I can't remember what the question was. He answered it well. And everyone, anyone else has other questions? People were asking a few, but no one wanted to talk. I said, you know what? I'm going to ask him a beauty. Let's see what this guy knows. Sorry, excuse the language. That's how I was talking.
Yep.
That's what this guy knows. And I asked him this question. I still don't know what the question was. Wow. He knocked it out of the park. I was like, this is unbelievable. Then he goes on to say, Darren, I think, I didn't have a chance to answer that question in full, but I want you to buy these tapes. I'm like, here we go.
The upsell.
Big time upsell. I want you to buy these tapes. Mind you, a series of 7 tapes. And back in those days, $65. Yeah. That'd be $100 odd now. I'm like, in front of everyone, he knew me so well. He knew now I can't say no in front of everyone. Can't be a tight ass Indian, you know what I mean? And so I was like, but because he answered it so well, it's like, he said, buy these tapes. These will answer questions that you don't have the intellect to ask.
Ooh, wow.
I was
push
like,
you in your place, man.
slap the guy where, anyway, but I was like, okay, I'll do it. I bought those tapes, dude. I was driving to the client. This is not when this was my KPMG days.
Yeah.
I went off for another route. I'm getting lost. It was the most unbelievable talks. And that's when I really got caught into going to the Chinmay mission and attending the classes. Well, I actually didn't even attend classes. Then Shamita invited me to a camp. And so then I went to a camp. They made me drive all the way from Melbourne to Sydney. I don't know how they got me to do that. Anyway, that was really...
Hands was in love.
Yeah. No. I liked it then, but I liked this girl Shamita at that point. But anyway, and then basically I got back, and then her sister, who's now Swami Supriyananda.
Yeah.
She was the one who locked me into come to classes and stuff like that. So I started going to classes, and then at some point I was like, I'm not interested in this class anymore, because I was talking about Hinduism and stuff and I wasn't interested. And I said, the next class I come to will be the end, because I should not be coming to classes just for the social aspects. I should be coming because I want to know the knowledge.
Yeah.
That week, the class changed. And it changed to the Manual of Self-Unfoldment. Till today, that book has changed my life. The most powerful book, to such a degree that I end up taking classes and being a really, head person in the youth there, taking classes and delivering and stuff. And I would give it to people like a Bible and say, if you have this, it'll change your life. That's how I would talk about it. And, now it's history.
Wow.
Involved for a long time.
How did your family feel about that? Your mum and dad?
Oh, dude. Look. No, they weren't happy. They even got the priest, the local priest, to have a chat to me, right? Because Dad thought I was going to go to hell, obviously, right? And then I just said to him, look, I have questions, and the Catholic thing is not answering my questions.
Yep.
I'm getting the answers over here. I said, if you can answer I'll ask you some questions. If you can give me an answer to my satisfaction, I'm not anti-Christ. I'm not anti-Christian. I'm not any of that. I just finding my answers here.
Yeah.
And then he couldn't answer my questions. Right. And I said, I'm not, so I think he was okay. And then he must have pacified my dad. But they weren't happy with it. Mind you, I ended up marrying that girl, Shamita. Right. So that was a pretty cool thing. So yeah.
Cool.
How does like all of this now culminate into like the person you are?
Well, I will say to you now, hands down, anything good you see in me is because of my teacher. Anything. He believed in me. I still remember a time, when people believe in you, man, it's something special. But I remember I remember we were in the ashram and there was this Swamiji was sitting at the table and there was all these like big shots sitting around the table. They're having some sort of meeting. And I came in and I prostrated to Swamiji and, I don't like standing above. I just feel like I don't feel comfortable. So I was on my knees next to him and he puts his arm around me and he says, look, see this? This is going to be the next Deepak Chopra, right?
Yeah.
This would have been when I was, 25 or something like that, or whatever it might be. I'll still never forget those days, that day. He always believed in me. And so his guidance, his love, his knowledge, literally totally transformed me. No question. And then, I'll have to be forever grateful.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's the thing that made me believe in being really believe in being a speaker and getting out there and doing it. And yeah, doing it.
Nice, man. We'll keep going. I know you're not here all the time. So I'm happy to keep going and we've been going for some time now, but if it turns into a part 2, it's a part 2. Others, if there's a full episode, it's a full episode. We'll just keep going.
Paresh is getting a little bit worried of you. He looks a bit, you okay, Paresh? You okay?
That's why I'm settling. I'm calming him down. I've got him. I can feel it.
Let me just do a quick morale check. Paresh, where are you at?
Sitting at a 12.
Oh, they're going to say 7. I thought I might have been boring him down to, okay, 12. And
no, it's nice to, like I've heard some of these stories before, but to hear those ones again and hear new stories about, I guess, the backstory to everything that sits in front of us today is still very inspiring for me. I hold you in a very high regard and I guess just to see that side of you is yeah, I don't know. I get very emotional when it comes to you. Like I feel like I'm very attached and I hold you in, like I said, very high regard and I hold a lot of reverence for you. So when I'm around you, I just want to shut up and listen. So that's why I'm sitting a little quiet over here, taking it all in.
It means a lot.
Yeah, that's right. So take that.
Gotta keep my mouth shut.
So thank you for sharing all of that.
No.
I know you said you're sort of been on the road quite a bit, doing a lot of sessions. How do you balance it all? Are you balancing it all?
No, probably the best. I don't think I am balancing it. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you, look, I was Jan 21, I turned 50. And, numbers and all, I don't really care and all that sort of stuff. Really
he was waiting for us to say you don't look a day over 40, but it's not coming.
No, that's okay. A lot of other people say it. So no, I was turning 50 and it was like, that number's a bit of a milestone.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, far out, I've been wanting to talk. I wanted to be a soul speaker for a long time. I wanted to speak spiritually, deeply, philosophically for a long time. I thought, I cannot be turning 50 and this doesn't happen. Like this has been delayed for too long, So I'd started priming months earlier from probably about June, July to set up for people, like get speakers involved and all the rest of it so I can back out. Success Integrated can continue on and can earn an income and still inspire lots of people around the world. And then I can have some space to do this other speaking. So one guy came and left after about a month. I got another guy, I thought he hit the jackpot, training for a couple of months. Day 1, term 1, resigns. I'm like, oh my God. So all this stuff was like set up so that I could start to back out. And then I'm just like thrust in the middle of doing, sometimes 5, 6 seminars in a day.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a low energy guy. Like I put in energy. So like, when you're at 50 and you're putting in energy and you're on lack of sleep and you're traveling and you're coming back at 2 a.m. and you're having 18th birthday parties and you're going to have your 50th birthday party and you've got people who are turning over and oh my God, and you got to try and fill gaps. It was like, whoo. So am I coping with it well, or am I balanced at the moment? No. But I'd planned to do that.
Mm.
Having said that, just today, there's one girl who's stepping up really nicely in my business, and I'm really grateful for that. One of my DJs is wanting to start speaking now. And then someone just hit me up in LinkedIn just 1 week ago, and he could be a potential. So sometimes things happen, but, do I want to balance it out? Yes. Am I committed to balance? Yes. Do I want to go at this pace? No. So yeah, and I think it's a bit of BS. When people start their own business, you're not going to have balance. True. Just tell you straight out, whoever's listening to this, you don't have balance when you start off.
Or
you're working your tail off. It's 7 days a week, right? So at least BS about I work 4 hours a week and I make hundreds of $1,000s. It's rubbish. Don't believe it, right? Okay, you got to work your tail off, right? Then you can set yourself up.
Yep.
Absolutely no doubt.
Yep.
So not balancing it well now, but I'm sure to balance it very soon.
What's some of the things you do to try and bring yourself back in balance?
So meditation is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Connecting with God, meditation, mindfulness breathing, doing some yoga and stretching, that sort of stuff, going for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
These things are just, actually, I haven't been walking for a long time. Just going in nature. There's something about nature. Nature is present, You just feel the vibration and all that, and you feel great. Gets you just to move your body, breathe deeply. You reflect, you think, you're with yourself. Yeah, that's good. All those things are really, really important.
Do you ever do nothing?
I don't know how to do nothing. I find that very hard.
We've been talking about that.
When I look at you, I feel like I could do nothing. Could you give me that very peaceful vibe, or is that just you blanking out? I don't know what. No. I find it hard. I find it hard to.
Yeah.
I think I'm a very active sort of person.
Yeah.
But this is today, just now. I was going to catch the flight back tomorrow to Melbourne, and I would be in bed by 1:30 a.m. at the earliest. And I'd have to get up at 5 o'clock the next day to go early, to go like 2 hours. We were driving to some campsite in Melbourne. And I'm like, man, I just can't do this. This is just going to be too much. And then, so I'd rang up one of my speakers who had just did a session back home. She's just starting to do her stuff solo, Said, how did it go? And she goes, oh, it went really well. It was really fun and all that. It was great. And I said, oh man, I'm going to this school and I really wish you could do that, And then she goes, oh, what is it? And I told her the name of the school. And then she goes, oh, that other, because we did it over 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, oh, that guy said, well, I see you next week. Because she did one of those sessions last week. I go, he said that? And she goes, yeah. And I said, well, hold on. Let me get my PA to call this guy up. And if he's happy to do it, just tell him that Darren's going to be tired. Is he happy for her to do it? And she said, yes. Oh my God. So Friday, man, I'm doing nothing, brother. That's what I'm doing.
Man.
That's what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm going to rest and relax.
So what is nothing going to look like?
I'm going to sleep a little bit.
Yeah.
That'll be nice. You know what I really like doing is just getting on my laptop in my bed and just, like all the stuff like those YouTube videos I haven't caught up on and not rubbish. I listen to good stuff.
Yeah.
Read some stuff, some spiritual stuff, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Might take one of my daughters and my wife to a nice brunch, because Melbourne, best for those sort of things.
Yeah.
So hopefully the weather's good, right? And I think I'll be recharge ready. In fact, hold on, what am I saying? I've also got to do my playlist for Saturday for my big 50th. So there's a bit of work there. Just my 50th playlist. Then I'm ready to go. I'm ready to party on Saturday. Yeah?
Awesome.
Coming? No, you're not coming.
We didn't get the invite.
That's
so,
right. Yeah.
So
wait. So do we just have to invite ourselves? Do we have to call us? Do we have to RSVP?
Don't even go
Should I call
there because you're gonna lose this battle second time.
Should I call you?
I'll
Do I have to call you to invite myself?
Hello.
RSVP?
I'm doing a 50th celebration in end of March. You're one of the key players.
Did we get the invite's gone out?
That's on me.
That's on Paresh.
That's on me.
Oh.
Yes.
Man,
So when I was saying it to even the other guys, to Minesh, he didn't know what he's talking about. Have you not done anything?
So these guys here, right?
After
you
I
can't.
re-
No,
I
no, no, hang on.
I admire you.
Hang on. We can't. If we tell these people too far in advance, then they'll forget about it. So you've got to time these things right. So it's
Bro, you just got to do a calendar invite.
yeah.
Boom.
They'll forget about
Accept. It just goes into the calendar. It's done.
it. Anyway, that's
Okay,
we don't
we'll
need to talk about that, right?
talk about-
Cut this out.
We'll talk about time management and organization a little bit later on. Yeah.
I want to ask you a question. I want you to answer it with your success integrated
Head on.
coaching head on.
Mhm.
What is success?
That wasn't your question. I just went down the wrong pipe. The timing is everything. What is success? I don't know if I can put my success integrated hat on. Success was to me achievement.
Mm-hmm.
See, success is very much a societal word.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days, there was no such word as success. That word wasn't there. What was the word they used to say? Not success, is it called something else? But it wasn't success. And so success, when you say, I want to be successful, ready? I'm going to do a word association with you. What's the first word that comes to your mind?
Money.
Yeah, money.
Money, right? So success is equated to money. Success is equated to status.
Mm.
Success is equated to lifestyle, material things, good house, good car, like good looking wife, not an intelligent kids, all that sort of stuff. It's all external stuff.
Yep.
It's all superficial. Success is superficial, right? So that's what I think success is. Do I still sort of want it? Because of some insecurities, because of when my father, I didn't get attention from my father. So I felt the only time he sort of paid attention was when I was like achieving stuff, when I was super achieving.
Yeah.
So that's why I became a bit of a workaholic and, did all that. But to be honest, I've ticked the boxes. If you said to me when I was, say, 30, at this age, this is what you would have done. You would have got this home, you would have got this income, this wife, these kids, this, that, that. I would have gone, man, I would have started crying. I would have been like, wow, this is amazing, So I think I've ticked the boxes. So I feel like I've done what I wanted to do in terms of success, like that point of view. I don't think it's about success now. I think it's about happiness.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to pause there. Before you go into that, I want you to tell us, tell Akash, I don't know if you know too much about what your next steps are. You said the words soul speaker, which I heard for the first time last week, and I was like, damn, I love that. So tell us what that means and what the future looks like for you. And then we can revisit the success question.
So I remember doing a program called Make It Happen Too, which Swami Swarupananda runs. And it was like, we went deep, man. We were excavating the subconscious mind, really heavy stuff. And that's when I discovered this title, Soul Speaker, And for me, I think from when I really discovered the knowledge of Vedanta, I think I knew that's what I wanted to speak about.
Yep.
Because there's a philosophy, there's a knowledge base that is so powerful for complete and utter transformation. I want to talk about that. So soul speaking for me is bringing out. So first thing I think what I'm here to do is help people be unapologetic with themselves. Because I think from when I was a kid, I felt I was shut down and locked down and couldn't be myself.
Yep.
And that's what I really admire about you, Akash. I just feel like you don't care. You're just going to be you. You're just going to be you. And I really respect that. I really think that's really awesome. At such a young age, you just go for it. I just love that. I mean, the fact that you're wearing all this yellow,
Thanks, man.
you just don't care. Like, I just love that. And I think that's very inspiring. So that's one of the things I wanted to say. So I'm glad I got to say that. But yeah, so I think it's about bringing out a framework for people to make decisions about their life in the most powerful way possible. So how can they have prosperity? How can they have peace? How can they have purpose in their life, right? By being unapologetically themselves. And there's a framework called the BMI chart, which I want to bring out to the world, which I discovered in Chinmay Mission. And it basically tells you who and what is God, who am I, what is this world and what's my relationship with all three?
Yep.
And if you understand that framework, which there's no framework out there in the world like that, you can understand all those questions. And you need to understand you first.
Yep.
How can you even be happy if you don't understand who you are?
Yeah.
You know? So this framework, when I get it out, I think will make a massive difference. And the thing I want to do uniquely is people, when you think, okay, ready, we did word association before with success. Ready? First word that comes to your mind, just say it out, both at the same time or whatever. Spirituality, go.
God.
Mission.
Right, okay. So when and then what image does come to your mind when you think of spirituality? What's the first image that comes to your mind?
Swami Chimananda.
All right,
Yeah,
guru,
for me as well, yeah.
like a guru, right? So and I think if you ask the public that, you might imagine someone meditating under a tree or something like that. You know, I'm not that guy. I mean, I meditate, right? But I'm not that guy. I'm talking about dynamic spirituality. I'm talking about, you know what? When you go into the philosophy, you'll realize that happiness is not an object. You can't get happiness from things outside, from people, from beings. I mean, I've got all those things, and I'm still not happy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not fulfilled from that. So everyone takes their time to learn that lesson. But if you say to people, when you explain the logic, you realize whatever I'm doing is a useless pursuit. But do you think just by understanding that people are going to go, okay, then let's forget it. I'm not going to pursue having a fancy house, and I'm not going to get a good car or a career. They're not going to do that because they still want, their desires are strong. What I want to do is help them achieve their desires. That's why prosperity is in there. Help them achieve their desires, but in the journey of getting there, that on the journey itself brings them happiness, right? And they turn it towards a higher ideal and not make it just about themselves, but about others, so they make a difference in the world as well. And so they're getting their cake and they're eating it at the same time. So it's a dynamic type of spirituality. You not give up everything, detach from everything else, because people can't do it anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to get that market of people who are, already achieving type of people and take them to the next level. That's where I'm at. Looking forward to it.
Very, very cool. So then I think you've covered it, but what is success from that point of view?
Success, I think, for me, is surrender. I'll tell you why.
Interesting.
I'll tell you why. See, I came across this this thing which had 4 states of evolution, or whatever it might be, spiritual evolution. And the first one is life happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is called the victim stage.
Yeah.
My whole happiness and life is dictated, and sadness, etc., is dictated by others, everything outside externally, called the victim stage. Second stage is life happens by me. This is what we call responsibility. This is where I've spent most of my time. You make it happen, you set goals, you can choose your reaction, that typical people who are into personal development, all sorts of stuff, they're into that. The third level is life happens through me. This is called surrender. This is where we allow the universe, God, to work through you. You are an instrument working through you. And now this is a totally different game because you're not forcing life to happen.
Yeah.
You're in allowance. You don't have to make a billion decisions. You're not having fear. You have complete guidance. You're completely present. You're very open. Dude, you're free.
Yep.
And if you're allowing universal energy to come in, like if you think you're a little wave, how much can you do? But if you can access the ocean, right? The ocean channeling through you, what can you do? So this is the part that I've been struggling with and trying to get, I've been doing it. I've been getting guidance, but I haven't really fully dived into it, immersed into it.
Why not?
It's got to be ego.
Yeah.
Because I've had enough evidence now to tell me that it works. And I've put God to the test.
Yep.
All right. This is what you want me to do? Because I was thinking I should do, like, say, path A.
Yeah.
You're saying path B? All right. I'll do path B. Show me the money. Not as in actual money, but show me, right?
Yep.
Prove it to me. Yep. Every time. I'm like, dude, how many times do I need to see this? But recently, when I told you about those 2 people that left? I'd said, so is this person going to stay? I asked in my meditation, is this person going to say yes? Is this person be long-term? Yes. Right? So I'm like, boom, let's go. Right? I'm ready to go. They left. Like, but you said long-term they're going to stay.
Yeah.
So it really shook me because I was like,
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And then basically, then I'd asked about a month later. I said, well, why did you say that?
Yeah.
Like I trusted, you know. And I was like, because if I told you he was going to go, you would have blamed yourself. And so that was like me protecting you.
Mm.
So and then this happened like a couple of times, right? And I was like, oh gosh. So then I was like, okay, so this is the next level of surrender. First is like, okay, I'm going to prove it to you because you're putting me to the test. All right, I'll show you. I can deliver. But now you're going to go to the next. This is me reflecting right now, actually. Thank you for this reflection. Now I'm going to test you in such a way that, yeah, you surrender, but how you think you want it, I'm not going to give it to you that way. I'm going to give what you need. So if you need to learn a lesson that you need to change, then I'm going to guide you in that direction, even if it means you're going to crash, so that you can grow.
Wow.
Because they say, you know, if you're really in this thing, life, universe, God is for you, is working for you, not against you.
Yeah.
So then you can say, okay, if I have to crash, I'll crash. Let me crash gracefully, right? And then learn just, if it's going to go that way, it's going to go that way. But ultimately, it's for my good. So I think this is the lesson I had to learn. I think once I learn this lesson quickly, I'm really hoping, man, it's not far away. And that's going to be a beautiful moment. Let me tell you, when I start speaking from that space, let me tell you, it's going to turn some heads for sure.
For sure. I'm sure it's not far away at all.
I hope so.
Anything else?
Yeah. Do you reckon you've lived your best day yet?
Hell no. Mate, I got more to give, brother.
Mm.
Mate, when I'm in, the day I get up
Yep.
and I just close my eyes and channel, that day when I roar on the mic, it's not going to be me that's speaking. It's going to be something else. That's going to be my best day. That's going to be my best day. And I can't wait. I can't wait for that day. And everyone will feel it in the room. I don't care if you are blocked up pipe of lack of unconsciousness, whatever, you're going to feel it because that power is just, it's not me. It's just me humbly being there, gratefully being that instrument that can be channeled through. And we can all be that, right? It's not just me here. Everyone can do this in their own way. I'm just going to do it on a stage.
Yep.
Amazing. Can't wait. We'll be there.
That would be good. That made me cry and all sorts of stuff. I see you guys else crying in yellow and everything.
You're already getting emotional, man.
I'm getting emotional, bro. I'm an emotional guy.
I got nothing left in the tank, man. I'm up there. I'm full, and I've just got so much love and appreciation for you, Darren. The first time I remember seeing you speak was at a Chime mission camp, and you're talking about demasking, and I'm sitting there like, what's this guy going on about? Okay, cool. Funnily enough, my wife, who was there back then, was sitting next to me.
Wow,
The
I didn't know that.
chances, yeah. And that's when we watched The Lion King. And you took us through that sequence where Rafiki just questioned Simba. And for me, I think that was when the light bulb hit, where it's just like, who are you really? And you got to look deeper and further into yourself to recognize that there's this essence in this person within you. And yeah, since then, life has been very different.
Wow, I didn't know that, I know you guys did the whole Simba thing, the breakdown of that, which was really cool. It's a powerful piece in that. I just played it for some young kids today in a session. Very, very powerful.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that, that had made an impact for you.
Oh, of course. Nice. I never looked at Lion King the same way before.
You can't.
And I think that's just helped me as I've got through life as well. Like, I remember after that camp, I went home and downloaded the video just because I was like, it just made perfect sense. Like, that is the truth. How can, for me, once that's in my head that, yeah, this is what it is, like, you can't unlearn that. Like, I feel like you'd just be, it's almost ludicrous,
I got hose. Right? You had to do it. You had to.
Man.
Was that a walking? Because I was going to say he came back, got so inspired, and then illegally downloaded the Lion King. I'm like, wow, I'm going to teach you about karma, mate. And that's the next lesson we should teach you about.
But you know what I mean? Like it just made sense ever since then. That it's like, this is just the way to live life. This just makes sense to me and it comes naturally and there's happiness at the end of that if you just follow the steps. So I just want to take the time to thank you, man. All the energy, all the calls. You're never too far away. You know, it feels like you're just there and you're there with us on the journey. You're part of the team, man.
I'm totally part of this, man. I'm ringing you guys up. I love it. I feel like every time you guys are winning, I feel like I'm winning too. So it's
100%.
Nice to be with you guys and see how much you guys have grown over this time.
Mm-hmm.
Full chemistry going on now. I'm getting like FOMO and stuff like that. So that's why I'm glad I'm here. This has got a chance to sort of take the limelight away from you guys and put it back on me where it belongs.
Yeah.
You know, like,
What do you mean? This guy, before the podcast started, this guy's like, guys, there's too much light on me. There's too much light on me. And now he's talking about how there's not enough light on him.
No, there's plenty.
Yeah, again, thank you. I sort of touched on it throughout the episode, but you're a big brother, you're a coach, you're a mentor, you're my guru, you're just so much to me. And like Akash said, you've been on this journey with us, and we can't thank you enough. The phone calls, the fact that you're listening, giving us feedback.
Critically listening, analyzing and telling us when we're good, telling us when we're not, you know?
Now I'm seeing that enjoying it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't have anything to say anymore. I just want to enjoy it. So that's props to you guys.
Yeah.
Really.
So yes, thank you so much. You're an incredible human being and I can't wait to see what comes next.
Chapter.
Because you are a part of our team. Like we've got these little bracelets that
I thought you were going to give me an expensive watch there for a second. It's like,
it's wait till we get to episode 1000 and then maybe there's a little bit
when
of
the sponsorship
starts kicking in, then we'll hook you up. But Akash has got one. I've got one. It's sort of just a reminder that, I mean, yellow has been such an important color for Akash's life and been such an important color throughout this human now journey. It's about positivity. It's about light. It's about
happiness.
And so we wanted to give you one.
Awesome.
And this is the only one that's gone outside of us.
Whoa. Put it on.
So
yeah, boy.
It's a very small gesture.
I'm going to have to make it a little bit.
You can tighten it.
You can tighten it up.
Yeah.
You can tighten it up for me, bro. Come on. Show me how to do it. Or is it your hand?
I'll do it. I'll do it after.
Do it afterwards. Wow. That was
So
good.
it's a small gesture, but
That's a touching one. I like it.
It means a lot to us. And it's, I've got no words. Just thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. I had a ball, man. I had fun. I thought I was going to be nervous and everything on here, but not at all. It's like just chilling with my boys.
It's the energy, man.
That's it. I loved it.
Was there anything that you didn't get to say that you really wanted to say?
No, you guys covered. It's your podcast. No, I'm very happy. You know, as long as you feel satisfied, then,
of course.
then I'm satisfied. I just want to wish you guys all the best. And that's what I tell everybody, get behind these guys. They're doing a great job. They're doing really, really good work. They're trying to make a difference in the world. Get to 1,000 followers. That's why we're saying 1,000 followers. It should be like 1 million followers. I want to see this guy dance anyway.
That's
right.
That's
so
past.
No, that we can still reinvent that. So I reckon
we can bring it back.
We can bring it back, right? Man. So let's get on a crusade to at least 1,000 people ASAP.
Yep.
Right. So we can see Paresh do his dance. What other challenges are going on? What's another thing that will get them inspired to get you guys?
That's all I've got at the moment.
What about the stand-up comedian?
Oh,
hey, mate, we just finished the dinner. We're just recovering.
I reckon you'd be hilarious on the stage, bro.
I'm thinking.
I reckon I can help you with that too, especially with the human part. No jokes. I reckon I could help.
All right.
There we go.
Let's come on. We gave him the bracelet, and he's like, "That's it."
Again, thank you. I know that you're not really on the socials, so it's sort of hard for everyone to find you, but we will keep everyone informed of what's going on your
will
behalf.
be. I'll change it up now and be coming up soon.
Yes. So once that's live and all that goes ahead, we're going to be making sure that our community gets behind you as well, because you're an incredible human being to get behind, and your calling, your message, and everything that you've got to share, I know is going to be a huge impact. It's going to have a huge impact on the world. Yeah.
Thanks, P.
Cannot wait.
I'm going to put you on the spot. We've got our live event coming up in June.
Ooh.
You reckon you'd be around for it?
You know, I'm here late May, early June or something like that. When am I here in Auckland again? You timing it right for me or what? I was thinking about that.
We'll see. But if you're around, we'd love to have you there.
It's third week May. When is it? June what?
I mean, if you're gonna fly over for a dinner, because you got an invite for it.
Because I didn't get an invite for it. Oh, so maybe if you could invite me, God, who knows? I might even fly business class to come down. Who knows? It's like unbelievable.
All right, let's make it happen.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Darren. Thank you for bringing your energy and your presence and everything that, I just felt like you as a person, everything you've learned, you just brought that to the table, and I'm feeling 1,000, man.
Woo!
Can't beat it. I feel
1,
like I'm glowing. Feel the energy. I feel the vibration. I feel connected, man.
Love it.
And when you're talking about being a soul speaker, it's bliss. That's it.
Nice. It means a lot. Thank you very much.
So I'm feeling good. Thank you, Parry. And I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. I hope this episode has lifted the vibration, lifted the mood, lifted the energy. Hopefully there's some little ounce of what Darren has said that has sparked a thought, provided some form of question or inquiry even, to look inside oneself, to rethink what we've been doing, to maybe unlearn what we've always done, and to look to a life of happiness. It's not what we always think it's going to be. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time,
be human,
be now.
I almost forgot. Sorry.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, yeah?
For sure.
Yeah, I want to say that Paresh put out Parry, P. Popper, whatever you want to call him. Didn't he put out this thing to say, get me coached if you want to be coached for free and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
And I took it up. Where's everyone else? Everyone else should take it up because this guy's a great coach. He's already taking videos of me and everything like that. So I think it's time to take up the coaching and take it to the next level. Grow. He's all about helping you. So I would definitely fill that format. Maybe put it up onto the link again.
Yep.
So you can hit it up and then. But this guy's charging me though. That's the difference. It's like I don't know what happened there, but. All this admiration and stuff. Maybe he's admiring my bank account. I don't know what it was, but anyway.
Keep it in business, man.
Yeah. Keep it strictly business.
I know what you drive.
So yeah, take it up.
Cool. Thanks, Darren.